It only feels like a few weeks, months ago that I was talking about the specialist system and what they needed to do, and I'm glad to say that they actually followed my advice. It makes me feel like there is someone that's actually looking through YouTube looking at videos. Probably not me, but I'm sure others had the same thoughts as me about how we should be having the specialists merged into the class system. Now, from the start, I personally knew they were never going to can the specialists. There's just too much effort that went into that, so much work. But they are overhauling the system by merging the specialists and the class, which is great to see. It's a shame it will not be coming until season 3, so we will be waiting till around December to get all of that content, which is a long wait, but I feel like it's going to be worth it for how the game runs. Let's get straight into this overhaul, because it's quite a big change from what we're used to in 2042. But we have our 4 obvious classes that don't change too much in Battlefield, which is Assault, Support, Engineer, Recon. What they've done is they've cut the ones that look like or have gadgets similar to the class system, whatever fits it, and then put them in. So we obviously have McKay and Sundance in Assault because they're flying around in the sky. We also have Dozer joining them. For Support, we have Angel, Falk, and the Season 2 Specialists. That's going to be evening out everything because they're the only ones that only have 2 specialists in them. So we'll be curious to see what type of gadget this Support Specialist gets. The Engineer, we have Liz, Boris, Irish, and we have Casper, Pike, and Rayo for Recon. They all kind of, especially kind of already fit semi class system, but it's not really too big of a difference. They're just kind of bracketing more. I hope that if you choose that class, you can have whatever specialist you want and just choose what gadget you want. That's probably the best way to approach that. I do hope with them adding the class system, maybe we can get some more default soldiers. I would appreciate, similar to what Modern Warfare did in 2019, where they had like the generic soldier that you could get, and it just comes with like 4 different skins of these guys that are nameless, and they're cool, like they look like actual soldiers. I don't want, you know, people with like big personalities playing. I just want to play a game as a nobody. Gadgets and equipment will be locked to certain classes, as they argue for this, so you will not be able to use certain gadgets anymore, and they're saying that this is an excuse to bring more gadgets to the battlefield. But I must stress, this is not the final plan. They're just informing us on what they're thinking, so it could still change. Here we have examples of the class equipment, which is the med pen for assault, the defib for support, the engineer having repair, and the recon having an insertion beacon. For the gadgets, assault gets access to the smoke grenade launcher, C5 explosive, and IBA armor plate. Support gets ammo crate, smoke grenade launcher, medical crate, and M18 claymore. The engineer gets an anti-tank mine, recoilless M5, FXM 33 AA missile, and the FGM 148 javelin. Finally, the EOD bot. And Recon gets the T-UGS or tugs, the proc sensor, the SOFLAM, the C5 explosives, and the tracer dart gun. The throwables for each class are all the same as of now, so every single class gets access to frag, smoke, incendiary, but assault is the only one that misses out on the EMP. Support, engineer, and recon also get access to an EMP. We have some concept art of how it looks like for their class system, putting them all into little brackets, which is easy. They also go to talk about how the specialists are getting a little bit of a new look, so now that they look less happy there and enjoying the world around, they're starting to add more intensive things that happen. So they're trying to make them have, you know, smarter talk, voice, like how they speak. There's going to be a bit less trolly and more mature, and they're going to work on maintaining a balance between the specialists. But it looks like still the main part of the specialist is staying, so you can still use the grappling hook as McKay. You can't use it as Sundance, which I don't feel like is the best for this game. I do feel like the specialist should just be just skins. They should be skins, and you should be able to use whatever you want on there, but make a good plan. So obviously we don't want to have one of the gadgets being too overpowered in assault. We don't want the grappling hook taking all the power or the wombat suit. I do feel like, especially that assault class, that's going to be a bit more like split, because the grappling hook and the wombat suit is very popular, both of them, so it won't be too big of a problem. I do feel like a lot of people will want to just play assault, which just happens a lot. That's typically seen as the aggressive kill mongering role, while the other ones are not as intensive. Okay, here we go. This is what I was talking about with the improved specialists. I did kind of waffle a little bit because I was trying to find it, but they're going to add improved animations, poses, and facial expressions to ensure that the entire experience is better aligned, and less running around with a big smile on your face in your clown outfit. The specialist changes will not be coming into the game in Season 2. And they're not even coming at the beginning of Season 3. They will be coming during Season 3. So, not even December, I lied. It's going to be something like January or February where we will get this. So, nearly over a year since the game launched, it's taken them to change the class system. This does kind of remind me of what they did with how they reworked Battlefront 2 when it went from always relying on loot boxes to changing that system. So, it's within their normal time frame of how long they take, but do expect if they are going to actually stick by this game, that after this update comes, you're going to see a lot more content flying through. That's what happened with all their other games when they finally got through all this crap of fixing it. We started to get proper content that came in that was promising, although it always usually ends really preemptively and gets interrupted with a new game that's being developed. We will find out though. I can't give you an answer if they are going to drop anymore. I was very positive that they are just doing the bare minimum, and they still might be doing the bare minimum. I think EA is still on the edge of their seats trying to figure out if it's worth staying. They're probably going to decide when Season 3 and this class system update comes if they can make a profit in the game. If the game is still losing money and not worth it, they're probably going to just finish off with Season 4 and that'll be the end of it. Let me know what you guys think. I could be completely wrong. This could be their way of just trying to get the fans a bit happier and hyped up for when a new game comes, because they know that they are not going to try this specialist system again, ever again. And if they launch a new game, if they even think about having specialists, that is outrageous. They should literally just have no names. You can have a name, but you don't need a story behind that specialist, okay? It's just a soldier that's there to fight. Have the story in the campaign that shapes the game, but you don't need to have an involving story. It's not worked here, it won't work anywhere else. Unless it's a focused multiplayer game that has lots of content coming out. It's not a game that kind of fits with Battlefield's ideals. Battlefield, try with a campaign. But this is good news and I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm not going to jump the gun and say Battlefield 2042 is looking like it's going to be a good game, although it's not looking complete trash. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.